Okay, so I want to talk about a experience I just had. Um, I went to this. I recently went to a concert, and it doesn't really matter what concert I went to, but it was like a rock concert, so it was like a specific type of person was there, and it was an older band, from the '60s and '70s, so. And it was in a really nice concert hall called the Wiltern, which has like really, it has balconies. I was sitting up in the mezzanine, which is like, you know, sitting up in the mezzanine, which is, kind of up out of the way, balcony, looking over everything. It was really good seats. I thought, you could see everything really well, and nice cushiony seats, weren't tough to stand in or sit in. But yeah, like when I went in, so in order to get into the mezzanine, you kind of walk down a hall and you come around a corner coming into the theater, and right when you come around the corner there are these two seats right by where you come in, and there's this guy there who at first I thought he was like I thought he knew a lot of people there because he kept like, I watched him while we were sitting behind him, a few rows behind him, and I watched him. He'd be stopping people, talking to them, high-fiving people, and like touching them, and like he was very touchy-feely. He was obviously a little drunk, and so I was like, wow, that guy must have come here with a lot of people. And I was like, oh, cool, this guy is obviously excited about this show. He's very enthusiastic. It's a little like, it's a little. It's like it's a little contagious, and so I at some point before the concert, I went, and this is all happening before the real concert happened. The opening band had just ended, and people were coming in, and so I went to the bathroom. When I went to the bathroom, the guy said, "Hey man, how's it going?" He was all excited. He was talking to me, and I was like, "Oh hey, I'm doing good. How about you?" And then I went to the bathroom, and I realized that this guy. Everyone he was talking to weren't people he knew. He was just getting high fives from everyone, and I was like, oh, that's cool. He really is like super excited about this concert. Yeah, he was just kind of. Tough to draw and talk. Who knew? He was just kind of sitting there, and yeah, so he's yelling at people and kind of trying like encouraging high fives from everyone. And so I kept watching him, and at some point he started talking to a guy who got really angry at him, and was telling him to like leave him alone. They got into like a big argument. The drunk guy was like putting his hand on his shoulder, and they're kind of getting into it. Nothing happened, but that's when I realized I was like, oh, maybe this guy's harassing people, and people wouldn't give him high fives. He'd kind of like get on their case a little bit. He started to kind of bully them. It was like he was addicted to getting these high fives. It was really weird to watch over the length of the concert. And he was doing this to anyone who walked by, even while the concert was going on. He was doing this to everyone. And the longer it went on, the more I was kind of like, oh man, this is kind of obnoxious. Like it's one thing to before the concert starts, right? To give people high fives, and to be excited about concert. But then once the concert starts, like, people want to enjoy the concert. They're there to see the music. They're not there to talk to this guy who, a little bit of a yahoo, and so, like, if I was on board with what he was doing before the concert started. But then once the concert started, he began to be like kind of an annoyance to everyone. And he began to seem more and more like a bully, and more like he just needed this, contact with people. Like, maybe, I don't know, maybe he was very lonely, or maybe like he needed this approval and interaction. And then he started, like, once the band came on, he would be shouting out stuff as loud as he could. And I thought it was pretty loud, and like, he'd do it during loud moments, but then he'd also, like, when the concert died down and they were getting to like a cool jam and they were kind of like mellowing out a little bit, playing some mellow soulful tune, he would totally break into, like, he would get even louder. He would be yelling and trying to high five people, and it really got to be kind of obnoxious. And it's just funny. I don't know why this stuck out in my brain, but this guy just seemed like this. He's kind of like this ghost that needed it. It's like he became real when someone gave him a high five. But when that wasn't going on, he kind of like didn't exist. I mean, he did exist because he was making a lot of racket, and I had to watch him do it through the whole concert. But it just felt like he like needed this approval and this. I don't know. By the end of the concert, I was totally sick of him. And yeah, so I thought I would do a drawing about him, kind of like, so it's kind of like a ghost in the crowd that needs a high five and no one is like paying attention to him. And I still can't tell if this situation was like, was this guy obnoxious, or was he just like lonely, and needed attention? I'm probably a little bit of both, Yeah, but it's funny, I used to go to rock concerts a lot, and I haven't in a long time, and I went to this one. And, it wasn't the loudest, but it was still very loud, and, I'd come home the next day from the concert, and, well, anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm drawing here. I'm drawing this guy, ghost in the crowd, trying to get high fives. Anyway, thanks for joining me on Drawing with Andy, and yeah, I'll maybe talk a little bit more about the concert on the next episode. So, yeah, have a good day. Bye.